that's internal debate with himself.
I think so. I think that's what he means.
The irony of MK Dons fans singing, "You're supposed to be at home."
That chant is older than MK Dons themselves.
MK Don supporters vocally inquiring after the identity of our football club when every player out there predates their existence.
Harsh but fair.
Harsh but fair.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to this.
Well, yeah. The floor is yours, young sir. Do you have something for us this week?
Just see, there's an old chant that I tried starting up and it actually got off once at Wickham quite a bit, but it never got going. Seen MK Steelers for the first time in many a year. I might give that one a try after I do the Genius that I've been thinking of for weeks.
Okay, go on.
Well, days. Since Cardiff.
Yeah, since this morning.
Effectively weeks.
Yeah.
Right. He runs down the left. He runs down the right. Josh Murphy scores goals.
Yeah, that's pretty beautiful. I like that.
But the other one, the MK Steelers.
MK Steelers.
It was Christmas, I'll give two. Right. Come down to Bletchley and you will see the greatest team in the Football League. We're franchise scum and we're proud to be. We are the MK Steelers. Club Steelers. Club Steelers. That actually got going once at a match. It did.
Amongst how many people?
About 300.
300 people managed to learn that.
It was at Wickham. It was that Wickham match.
We know. We normally only have 50, 60 people joining in with chance. Anyway, I'm impressed. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of whatever it is for that. I like it. Just very quickly. Punchline seeking a joke. That sounds too loud. Is that too loud? Let me just drop that down.
Joke on.
Yes, punchline seeking a joke. The punchline this week is, he said, "I don't know what I met her for." If you've got a decent joke you can put to that, then send it through and we'll read it out later on because we do things like that. Okay.
We know how difficult it is to plan ahead without accurate forecasting, so we're proud to support the Bovril Forecast, brought to you by the lovely people at Forecast, telling the future one cup at a time. And the forecast for this week is making gravy for the majority of the nation, but for Jamie Oliver, it's a glaze for a chocolate and marmalade panettone bread and butter pudding.
That's enough of that. I'm John Twilley, and every Tuesday night at 9 o'clock on Seclo Sounds, I'll be bringing you Soft Touch. We get to the heart of love, dating and relationships in Milton Keynes. With dating tips, real life stories and the best music from the 80s right through to today. This is one relationship you won't want to ditch. Soft Touch, Tuesdays at 9 p.m. on Seclo Sounds, community radio for Milton Keynes.
You're listening to the MooCamp Radio Show on Seclo Sounds because you have nothing better to do.
As the man says, you're listening to the MooCamp Radio Show on Seclo Sounds because you have nothing better to do. So allow us to fill the next few minutes of your life with our deep insight into the joys that was Birmingham City away. So hands.
Hand.
Still have hands.
You still have hands, yeah, okay. What would we say about this one, Mr. Jers?
Boo.
Boo.
That's what I'm
Should
saying.
we talk about Boogate, first of all?
Well, let's talk about Boogate.
Boogate was interesting, wasn't it?
It was a bit surreal, wasn't it?
They had this really odd situation where there were a sizable...
There was...
a sizable number of people...
Yeah, I would say a lot.
Yeah.
300 easily.
Probably 300 of the 980 that we took.
In fact, probably more than that.
Yeah, I think probably. Let's say half of
say half, yeah.
half of the people that we took with us.
Tell you what, let's say 473.
Let's say 472.97 people were booing.
Idiots.
Were idiots, yeah. Were
They
booing
really were,
Stephen Gleeson. And it was really weird because it's one of those things where you think, okay, don't do that. I mean, whatever you might think about the last game, don't do that. He doesn't deserve that, and he's worth more than that. But then it was like, so what do you do? And there was lots of sort of these bits of shouting in terms of "shut up, you idiots" type things. But and then
when that happened to me,
yeah. And then he took a corner over by us in the second half. No, it must have been the first half, mustn't it? Because we were at the other end. Yeah. And there was lots of noise. And then I think the people who were really uncomfortable with it being booed started trying to chant his name to overcome it. And it was like, no, you can't do that. Not when they're taking a corner against us. But it was very odd. The end was quite funny because Carl was out on the pitch with him, sort of chatting briefly to him, and then told him to come down and see us.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I'd gone to that
he just gave him a little...
legged it. I was gone.
No, well, he came down and there were a number of boos, but then at that point we started chanting we sang his name a little bit, which drowned out the booers and the booerns.
Do you know why people were doing that?
Because they're idiots.
Yeah, but
is there another reason?
My theory behind this is because these people, and I hate to have to, as a Milton Keynes Don supporter, play up to the stereotype of our fans, but they were doing it because that's what they've seen other guys on the telly doing.
Yeah.
They'll see, I don't know, Raheem Sterling going back to Liverpool. They'll hear all the Liverpool supporters booing him, and they'll think, he used to play for us, let's boo him because that's what you do. That's what it felt like to me.
You know what it is?
I mean, I don't care what he done.
On the flip side of that, right, the only reason they are booing him is because he celebrated a goal with his own fans. But, let me finish. Just you saying there that they've seen other people on the telly doing it, almost all players who have left us have either left with us not really caring, or they've left on really good terms and we've always given them a clap and welcomed them back. I don't think we've ever booed a player, and the ones that we would boo have always gone down to the Jason Bantons and that, gone down to the lower leagues, and we'll never see them ever again.
I would boo Leon Knight.
So they want, a lot of our fans want a reason to hate a player just so, we can do it, a Raheem Sterling type character. And Gleeson isn't a Raheem Sterling type character. He's a ex-vice captain who gave us all and didn't leave for a rival or anybody, did he? He left to better his career because he gave his all for us for a few years.
I've said that a million times. You know what I want when guys score against us? I want them to
celebrate.
Run right up to us, the old knee slide, giving us the finger. I want all of that. That's what I want them
and I'd
to do.
clap him
because
to do it.
Can you imagine what would happen? I just love to see that. I don't care what he does, I mean, he was all right. He was no better or no worse than when he played for us. He's playing in a better team.
Stephen Gleeson has come out publicly and said that the only reason he did it is to cause a stir storm on the concrete roundabout.
That was it. Yeah, that is his driver.
I was reading it today, looking for
Coke bottles.
Coke bottles. Here.
Let me just talk briefly. Idiots. It's really difficult to use any other terminology, but you go into a ground, you expect on occasions to find that people will keep the lid off your bottle of Coke when they buy it. But to take the lid off your bottle of Coke, then pour your bottle of Coke into a cup... all the while with a massive queue sitting behind us, the biggest queue I've ever seen, and we don't have the biggest away following you're ever likely to see. And then when I asked for a lid to go on the cup, I was expecting them to say no. They said, "Oh yeah, we've got those," but then they gave me a coffee cup lid, and I said, "I can't get my straw in there." And then she said, "We don't have any straws." So I said, "Well, can I have just one straw?" Anyway, it was just ridiculous.
The service, what he's trying to say is, the service was absolutely, utterly, appallingly slow, wasn't it?
I'm not trying to say that at all.
Ridiculous.
I'm trying to talk... No, yeah, you're right, it was terrible.
But that is what it is. I'm not going back there, so there you go, I don't care. I don't know why I went, really.
I love Birmingham.
You know what was good about that game?
What was good about that game?
The changes that Robbo made to the team.
Tell me, how many did he make to that winning team?
I believe it was 5.
That team that 6, actually.
Was it?
That team that had won its first game in Christ knows how long.
To be quite honest with you, I have absolutely zero idea why he done that. I have no idea. He must. If he's saying,
idiot.
"Oh, we played the other day," the professional footballers this time of year comes round every time of year.
It does.
And every time it does,
annually,
loads of games. So it's a stupid idea. If he's written this game off, thinking that we're going to go to Leeds and win, did you see Leeds on the TV last night? We're not going to beat them. They were really, really good last night. So sorry about that. It was a stupid thing to do. You know who he should have dropped?
Who should he have dropped?
Carol Baker. How bad? You weren't there, right? How bad was he? Seriously, I hate to have to slag the guy off.
Our top scorer, Carl Baker.
He was Did you see him trying to jump for that header in the first half?
That was hilarious, wasn't it?
It really was. He was like a kid, like, oh. He really genuinely was like a child. He was... whatever on earth has happened to that guy in the space of like 4 or 5 months, I cannot make head
I know what happened.
like that.
He's playing in a better league with not as good players.
No, but it was... Even in the first day when we went away to Rotherham or wherever it was, he just picked up from where he left off, didn't he? I can distinctly remember saying, he's really good. He has been terrible
but in fairness, I think Rotherham's a completely different situation because he shouldn't have been dropped, effectively dropped for the opening day of the season. He came on to sort of say, right, I want in this first team sort of thing. And then when he got back into the first team, he didn't do very well.
You know what else was funny?
What else was funny?
Dean Lewington more or less grabbing
the ball,
mid-air.
spinning it on his finger, Harlem Globetrotter style.
Oh, he's dead, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
He has, yeah.
Just in case there's any concern, that's not Dean
Not
Lewington.
Dean Lewington.
It's the man from the Harlem
That
Globetrotters.
is Meadowlark Lemon.
Did you ever see the Harlem Globetrotters?
I did.
Not live.
I saw him live at Wembley Arena. Very, very good. When I used to play basketball for the school.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I never knew that.
When I was
There you
tall and skinny.
go. Anyway, back to what we're saying. Yeah, what we're saying is that I've never seen a more blatant, disallowed penalty than that. He literally lifted his hand up, it hit his hand, his palm of his hand. It wasn't like, oh, that ball's going to hit me in the face. I better put my hand up.
Yeah.
I've got to be honest, I thought it was ridiculous when I saw it.
That referee, did you see it? Has it been on the...
No,
he's just...
I haven't even,
Has it not been on the telly?
I don't even know what colour kit we wore, mate. Don't know what the goal was like. I don't know who scored the goal. I don't even know what the score was. Don't even know what the score was.
Yeah.
Was it 2-0?
1-0.
How enough it only was 1-0. It's beyond me.
One of my notes I put down was how the hell did they only score one?
It was terrible.
They were. Their attacking did not do them justice.
How was Joel Welsh?
Joel Welsh was pretty good, actually. I was really pleased he came in.
He was the best player on the North side. He wasn't
He
the
was
best
my
player
man
on the
of the
pitch
match.
by a country mile, but he was best player in our team by a long way.
A bit of steely determination to come in after that period of time and start without even coming on the sub was really strong.
Just a quick thing that I've been to St Andrews a good few times. Sat in the home end and that. The atmosphere's always been all right.
The atmosphere was utterly...
What was it like?
There wasn't
absolutely
any atmosphere.
appalling.
It was terrible.
I've heard a lot of things about that.
There were 20 guys over to the right of us who
One
were
of them was hilarious.
the
corner cop, as it's called.
but again, it was 20 blokes.
Remember him? He was more entertaining, that guy on his own.
The beige top or whatever he was in.
Remember beige jumper?
Beige coat from
beige
that
coat from Orient.
Remember him? He wasn't as bad as that, but he was some. And then he get told off, didn't he? And he lost his temper with the bloke.
They made him sit down.
The atmosphere, Alby.
There was none.
There was none.
We were good. I thought we were pretty good for most of the game.
Yeah, we were all right when we weren't booing, but as soon as we stopped booing, we were off like a rocket.
Yeah.
They were spectacularly quiet. When they scored, obviously, how many people were in there?
They made a big noise.
There was a lot of noise, but that was it. I mean, there was no, there was no...
I love it when that happens, because I definitely remember...
maybe they just didn't think we were important enough.
I definitely remember the Blues fans saying, when they beat us 3-1 in September, I think it was, and Gleeson scored that game, and they were saying, the worst home atmosphere we've ever heard. You should come to St Andrews.
It's 2-0, wasn't it?
2-0, was it?
I think so.
It's 3-1 against Derby, wasn't it?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't watch football. But yeah, it was, you should go to St Andrews and you'll hear a proper atmosphere, you will.
I don't know. Maybe, I'm assuming it was just because it was us and they don't really care.
Or it was Boxing Day or
it could have
whatever
been
it was.
I mean, there was a lot of people in there, wasn't there?
A lot of people in that
nearly
ground.
Full, I would say.
The only ground I've ever heard as quiet as that was... The only home ground I've ever heard as quiet as that when they were winning was Charlton. When they beat us 5-1.
Oh, God, yeah.
And there was nothing from them either. But
they were quiet.
Yeah.
That just shows you, doesn't it?
Walsh, pleased he came back. I think he did well.
Yep.
Don't know how the hell they only scored one. Tell me about Tony's sunglasses.
Well, did you not see him? He's wandering about with a pair of sunglasses. The kit man has got a pair of sunglasses. And my lad's saying, why is your mate there wearing sunglasses? And I said, they're not sunglasses, they're reactor lights. But then when it got dark... They were still dark, and you think, why are you wearing sunglasses, you moron? If you listen to this, which I know you're not, you're a moron.
There you go.
There's people that know him, listen to this. See, when you see him, tell him I called him a moron.
What do we think of Tony? When you said Tony Sunglasses, the only thought that I thought of was a mafia character out of The Simpsons or something.
Tony Sunglasses.
Go suck a lemon.
He picks them up.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, moving on.
To the final half an hour of the show.
Yes, in the last 13 minutes. Seclo Sound. You're listening to the MooCamp Radio Show on Seclo Sounds, and Seclo Sounds exists to bring people